Okay, so let's go ahead and look at number 7. So on 7, the statement is actually just a picture. So if you look at this picture, we're going to go look at our proof resources page and see if we can find a similar image. Okay, so on my proofs resources page, I'm going to go underneath this general properties and segments. I'm going to turn to the next page, which is going to be angle properties. So because I could tell that those were angles. So if you look at the pictures, the two pictures I have are right here, definition of linear pair and linear pair postulate. That very much looks like the pictures I have. So before I can use linear pair postulate, I have to have the statement angle 1 and angle 2 form a linear pair. I have to have that in my proof. So I can't use that one yet. So I need to use definition of linear pair. And so it says if two angles are a linear pair, if and only if the two angles are adjacent and form a line. I would add a note saying basically that you can assume this from a picture. So it's okay to have a picture and just assume that they are a linear pair by looks. So if you look here, these are a linear pair, so the only statement I can make is angle 6 and angle 5 are a linear pair. And that's the definition of linear pair. Now, if I was doing a proof and I wanted to do another statement below this, now having stated they are a linear pair, I could then say measure of angle 6 plus measure of angle 5 equals 180 using the linear pair postulate. But I had to have this statement first before I can use the linear pair postulate. That's why I went here for my next step. Okay, let's look at number 8. So as you can see here, you have the box drawn in. So that tells me that the two angles will add up and equal 90 degrees. Okay, and I can tell because of the box. If I didn't have the box there, I couldn't assume. So let's look at angles and let's see if we have anything about them adding up to 90 degrees. Okay, so down here I have complementary angles. Two angles are complementary angles if and only if their measures have a sum of 90 degrees. So if you know angle 1 and angle 2 are complementary, then you can say measure of angle 1 plus measure of angle 2 equals 90. So I could make two statements here. I could say angle 7 and angle 5 are complementary. Or I could say measure of angle 7 plus measure of angle 5 equals 90 degrees. Either way, it's because that's the definition of complementary angles. That's literally what it means to be complementary angles, is that it's two angles that add up to 90 degrees. Okay, let's look at 9. 9 is back to segments. So F is right here. Notice there's no markings like this. These are congruence markings. We don't have those saying that they are congruent. So since we don't have those, we cannot use bisect or midpoint because we don't have anything that says they are a midpoint, and we don't have anything that says they bisect, and we don't have the congruence markings. So those are out. So down here, our next option is segment addition postulate. So we could use that. Basically, if you have a point on the line segment between 2 points, then you can write the segment addition postulate showing that they are adding. So let's go try it. So I have F between E and G. So this section, EF, plus the right section, FG, equals the whole thing, which is EG. And that's the segment addition postulate. All right, and remember, we could not use bisect or midpoint because there were no congruence markings and it did not say bisect or it did not say midpoint. All right, let's look at number 10. So number 10, we're back to angles. Notice there's no congruence markings like this. There's none of that saying that they're equal. We don't know that. There's also not a right angle saying that they are complementary. We can't just assume it's a right angle. So we don't know they're complementary. We don't know it's been bisected. So let's go look at our angles sheet. So let's kind of work our way through. And let's see here. So we don't know it's a right angle, can't use that. Don't know it's a right angle, can't use that one. It's definitely not a straight angle. We don't know that it was an angle bisector. We don't know that they're complementary. They're definitely not supplementary. So over here on this page, they're not linear pairs, so those two are out. They're not vertical angles, so those two are out. So all we have left is right here, the angle addition postulate. That's all we can do. So we could say this angle right here, so that is FED, plus this angle right here, that's DEG, equals the whole angle, this whole thing right here, which is FEG. And that is the angle addition postulate.